So if you want to make money, there are 10 countries you would want to go to. These are 10 countries that are considered the richest countries in the world. And no, Hong Kong is on the list, but Hong Kong is not an internationally recognized country as it's a part of China. So, small disclaimer right there, Hong Kong is technically number 10. Number 10. But because Hong Kong is not a country, it's not on the list. Number 10 is San Marino. Well, I think San Marino is around here. San Marino has a GDP per capita of 60,360. They made a mistake that San Marino only has around 24,000 people. The country of around 24,000 people is in recovery mode, as rising unemployment rates and domestic and the total demand has allowed a growth in San Marino's GDP after a recession to the IMF. So San Marino is a small country surrounded by Italy. It's known for... I actually don't know what San Marino is known for. But at least it's rich. That's for sure. Number 9. Switzerland. Switzerland is a country in Europe facilitated by its banks. Switzerland is basically known for bankers and rich people. Switzerland has a GDP per capita of 61,360, which is more than basically every other country besides countries ahead of this. Number 8. United Arab Emirates. People don't say United Arab Emirates is not rich for nothing. It's the first of the Gulf states, and it won't be the last. And it definitely won't be the last country that is rich because of oil. United Arab Emirates has a GDP per capita of 68,250. United Arab Emirates, most people in the but here's the thing. United Arab Emirates is a massive class divide. So, basically all the actual ethnic Arabic or Emirati people get all the money, while all the people who work on the cities get practically nothing. It's also an economy pushed by its oil market. However, United Arab Emirates has since then, GDP per capita has since then risen on the list of countries that GDP actually, I think, has fallen. Has fallen on the list of GDP per capita, but of course that's a different list. And that's basically it. United Arab Emirates has a GDP per capita of 68,000, and of course it is the GDP by PPP per capita and note we're using purchasing power parity per capita, which is the reason why United Arab Emirates, and actually it has risen up on the list to number 7. Yes, it did. Number 7, Kuwait. Have you ever heard of Kuwait before? Be outside of the Gulf War? Well, now you have. Kuwait is a very small country in the Middle East, with around 4 million people. Kuwait has a GDP per capita of 69,670. So Kuwait has faced slower growth because of oil, and it actually has fallen down on the list behind, and has basically behind the United Arab Emirates in the newer list, but Kuwait has slower growth, and it's very similar to the United Arab Emirates in terms of how the country runs. It's run by, I'm not telling you about United Arab Emirates history, that's boring. Number 5, Norway. Number 6. Norway is the only Nordic country to make the list. Soccer. Yes, Iceland did not make the top 10 for some reason. Norway has a GDP per capita of 70,590. Note, Norway has the third smallest population of all the Scandinavian countries. It sits just outside the top 5 richest countries. And of course, like most of the countries on the list, Norway is rich because of oil. Yes, that's the reason why it's richer than Iceland. And it won't be the last European country on the list. Nope, it won't. There's 2 more ahead of them. Number 5, Ireland. Ireland is one of the fastest growing countries in the world in terms of GDP, not population. Ireland has one of the fastest growth rates in Europe, helping among the top 5 richest countries in the world. Yes, and Ireland also has a GDP per capita of $32,630. That's more money than most average people earn in America. Spain, in investment and construction, has drove GDP growth in Ireland in 2016. Of course, the GDP growth has continued growing, and now it's much higher, but that's how it is. Number 4. We're going to East Asia for one trip to some countries that you have never heard of before. Next is Brunei. Brunei is a very, very small country in Asia with a GDP per capita of $76,740. And of course, it's another oil country. Yes, we all know it's boring, but that's how it is. It's only 400,000 people, so yes, Brunei is very small, no people living there, and most of its money comes from oil and gas. Once oil and gas are gone, it's probably going to become the poorest country in the world. Number 3, Singapore. I guess Crazy Rich Asians, the movie, was not. Oh yeah, I forgot Brunei's GDP per capita. It's 76,740. Singapore, we're making a huge jump here. Number 3 is Singapore. I guess Crazy Rich Asians was not worried about Singapore being crazy rich at all, because Singapore has a GDP per capita of 90,530. Singapore remains one of the world's richest countries in the world, and is still growing fast in GDP. It's still at number 3, but it has been growing consistently every year, and has a population of 5.6 million, as electronic trades has rebounded, and other sectors of the economy has grown. Singapore is one of the world's only city-states, and remains to be one of the richest countries in the world. Number 2, Luxembourg. Luxembourg is the last country in Europe. Luxembourg is a very small country with almost 600,000 people. It's the second richest country, and of course, the country possesses a strong workforce, and 2016 growth exceeded the European Union's overall growth, and other things. And Luxembourg's GDP is around 109,190. It actually has decreased, but that's how the world works. And Luxembourg is also known for... What is Luxembourg known? I've never been to Luxembourg. It's probably super expensive. Number 1. The last country on the list is in the Middle East. Number 10, Qatar. Or Qatar. A small Middle Eastern country often ranks as one of the richest countries in the world. Qatar's population is only 2.27 million, giving a GDP of a massive, whopping 124,930 people in the world per person, even though it's just like United Arab Emirates and Kuwait. Basically, it's another oil country, but as used for other things. And yes, Qatar's GDP growth is expected to continue throughout the coming years, which it has been growing and growing and growing. So that's the top 10 richest countries in the entire world. Were you surprised by any of these countries? Or were you shocked? And America did not make the top 10. Well, that's a spoiler for you. They did make the top 10 in 2010. Not 2010. Last year we made the top 10 because of Donald Trump. That's basically it. Those are the top 10 countries you would want to be in if you want to make the big bucks. So I would advise, if you want to make the big bucks, just go to any of these countries, and you'll get lots of monies. Probably except for United Arab Emirates, because only Emiratis get money now. Goodbye.